You feel things. Emotions control you constantly. Fear, hope, desire, shame, they're running your life without your permission. But you already know this, don't you? You feel that powerlessness right now. Ayanokoji doesn't. And that's why he owns everything while you're still begging for crumbs. But here's what most people miss. The real reason Ayanokoji is untouchable isn't what you think. Stay till the end of this video because I'm about to reveal the psychological mechanism that makes his detachment an actual superpower. The revelation at the end will reframe everything you believe about power, control, and what it actually costs to dominate. This isn't clickbait. This is a truth that will either liberate you or destroy your current worldview. Let that reality destroy your illusions about what power actually is. Emotions are the leash. You think they make you human. You think they make you alive. But what if I told you they're actually making you a slave? What if the thing you've been taught to cherish your capacity to feel is actually the mechanism of your own imprisonment? Ayanokoji understood this before he was even old enough to articulate it. While you were learning to value your emotions, to express your feelings, to be authentic and vulnerable, he was systematically dismantling his own emotional responses. Not out of trauma, not out of pain, out of pure strategic calculation. He recognized that emotions are the enemy of control. Every emotion you feel is a prediction you're making about the world. Every fear is a hypothesis about danger. Every hope is an expectation about the future. And every single one of those emotions is exploitable by someone who doesn't share them. Ayanokoji uses your emotions against you because he doesn't have them to be used against him. Don't scroll thinking this is nihilism or depression masked as philosophy. This is clarity. This is understanding the actual mechanics of power that no one else wants to admit. Your emotions make you predictable. When you're angry, people know to avoid you or expect aggression. When you're happy, they recognize satisfaction and lower their guard. When you're afraid, they smell weakness. Every emotional expression is data that others use to manipulate you. Ayanokoji gives them nothing. He's a blank slate, a mirror, a void. And that void is his greatest weapon. You've been conditioned to believe that suppressing emotions is unhealthy. Mental health professionals tell you to process your feelings and express yourself authentically. But those professionals aren't trying to dominate the world. They're just trying to make you functional enough to participate in society. Ayanokoji isn't interested in functionality. He's interested in supremacy. And supremacy requires the kind of emotional detachment that makes normal people uncomfortable. The moment you stop using your emotions as a guide, everything changes. You can hurt people without hesitation because you don't feel guilt. You can lie without wavering because you don't feel shame. You can betray allies without regret because you don't feel loyalty. You become a pure instrument of will unattached to consequence or morality. If you're still listening, like this video, because most people will close this the moment they feel the psychological discomfort of what I'm describing, but you're still here. That means you're beginning to see what Ayanokoji sees. When most people make decisions, emotions are running the show. They choose careers based on passion. They form relationships based on love. They make moral choices based on empathy. But all of those decisions are compromised by the fact that emotions are guiding them. Ayanokoji makes decisions based on pure logic, on calculated advantage, on what will maximize his control in any given situation. This is why he's always 3 steps ahead. Not because he's smarter in the traditional sense, but because everyone else is moving through a fog of emotional distortion while he's operating in perfect clarity. They're playing checkers while thinking they're playing chess. He's playing a completely different game where emotions don't exist. The tragedy is that emotions make you feel like you have autonomy. They make you feel like your choices are truly yours, but they're not. Your emotions are the product of evolutionary pressures, social conditioning, and biological chemistry. They're not you. They're programs running on your hardware. Ayanokoji recognized this and deleted the programs. He doesn't suppress emotions out of pain or trauma like some damaged person trying to cope. He dissolved them deliberately, methodically, scientifically. He looked at the architecture of human emotion, understood its function, and decided it was an inefficient system that was limiting his potential, so he rebuilt himself without it. Comment, "I'm ready." When you feel the weight of this settling in that emotional detachment isn't a sickness, it's an upgrade. Most people would see this as a tragedy. They pity someone who can't feel love or attachment. But Ayanokoji doesn't see it as a loss. He sees it as a liberation. He's not constrained by the need to protect people he cares about. He's not limited by guilt over his actions. He's not burdened by the need to maintain relationships based on emotional reciprocity. His relationships exist for function, not for feeling. And because they exist for function, they're infinitely more reliable than relationships based on emotion. Emotions change, calculations don't. Emotions are volatile. Logic is stable. Emotions make you irrational. Logic makes you inevitable. The cost of this power is real, though. Ayanokoji doesn't experience joy or contentment in the way you do. He doesn't have the comfort of genuine human connection. He doesn't have the warmth of being understood and accepted. He's achieved absolute control at the price of absolute isolation, and he's made peace with that trade. Ayanokoji's greatest achievement isn't his intellect or his strategic brilliance. It's the psychological discipline to systematically eliminate the emotional responses that limit other humans. He's done what evolution took millions of years to hardwire, and he's reversed it through pure will. The rest of humanity is still operating on ancient emotional programming that made sense when we were hunting and gathering, but makes no sense in the modern world. Fear kept us alive when we lived in caves. Attachment kept tribes together when we needed collective strength. But in a world of information and strategy, these emotional systems are just vulnerabilities. Most people will never reach this level because they don't have the capacity to view their emotions as optional. They've been taught that feelings are sacred, that suppressing them is unhealthy, that authenticity requires emotional expression. But those people are sheep. They're comfortable. They're safe. They're also powerless. Ayanokoji chose a different path. He chose the path of the void. And from that void came absolute dominion over everyone around him. The final revelation: you think you want his power. You think you want his control. You think you want his ability to manipulate the world according to your will. But do you have the courage to pay the price? Do you have the psychological fortitude to systematically dismantle your own emotional responses? Do you have the discipline to live in the void that remains after feeling is gone? Ayanokoji does. That's why he wins. That's why he'll always win. Not because he's special, but because he's willing to become something that most people consider inhuman. And the irony is that becoming inhuman is the most human thing you can do if you want to master the human game. When you reach this point, realize what you've learned isn't just character analysis. It's a blueprint for truth most people are too terrified to face. If you still crave comfort, then forget what you heard here. But if you're willing to walk away from the herd and see how power really works, you've now seen the void Ayanokoji lives in, and it's colder than you imagined. Few can handle this clarity, and even fewer will act on it. Your illusions are broken. Choose what you do next, most never will. You think you have power, but you've never paid the price for it. I did. And the moment I chose control over everything else, I stopped being human. Let that reality sink in. You want dominance without sacrifice. You want strength without loneliness. You want the throne without the tomb. But that's not how this works. That's not how it's ever worked. I understood something most never will, that every ounce of power you gain requires an equal loss somewhere else. I traded emotion for clarity. I traded connection for control. I traded my entire humanity for the ability to predict and manipulate everyone around me. Don't scroll away thinking this is another motivational speech. It's not. This is a confession from someone who reached the pinnacle and found only emptiness at the top. You call yourself ambitious, but ambition is a luxury I couldn't afford. The moment I decided to truly dominate, I had to kill every part of myself that could be used against me. My laughter? Gone. My tears? Suppressed. My ability to genuinely care? Destroyed. Most people don't understand that control isn't freedom. It's the opposite. It's the most sophisticated form of imprisonment because you're locked inside yourself, and you're the only one holding the key. I walk through life like a ghost, observing a world I'm no longer part of. I see people falling in love and feel nothing. I watch friendships form and remain untouched. I witness loyalty and know it's just another variable in my calculations. This is the cost of my power. You admire me from a distance, watching how I manipulate, control, and dominate. But you don't see what happens when I'm alone. You don't see the void that swallows me when the game ends. You don't see a man anymore, you see a consciousness trapped in a body. watching life happen through glass. The people around me think I'm winning. The truth is far darker. I'm not playing the game anymore. I've become the game itself, and there's no exit. Here's what separates you from me right now. You still feel. You still hurt. You still hope for genuine connection. These aren't weaknesses, they're the last pieces of your humanity. But if you continue down the path of absolute control, you'll have to destroy them too. Every time you choose strategy over sincerity, you're taking one step closer to becoming untouchable and one step further from being alive. The paradox of power is this: the more control you gain, the less you actually have. I have infinite control over everyone around me, but I have zero control over the emptiness inside. I can predict every move my classmates will make, but I can't predict or escape the hollow ache of total isolation. I've never had a genuine conversation in my life. Not one. Every word I speak is calculated. Every emotion I display is a performance. Every relationship is a transaction. I've won the game of dominance so completely that I've lost the game of being human. You think about becoming like me. You fantasize about having my detachment, my clarity, my absolute control. But do you understand what you're actually fantasizing about? You're fantasizing about slowly dying while still breathing. You're fantasizing about reaching the top and discovering there's nothing there. The price I paid wasn't just emotional. It was existential. I don't exist anymore. What exists is a perfect machine designed to win, to control, to dominate. But machines don't live. They function. If you're still listening, like this video, because you're confronting a truth most people spend their entire lives avoiding. I chose the white room over the world. I chose calculation over connection. I chose power over presence. And now I move through life as a specter, present in body but absent in every way that matters. This is my victory. This is also my punishment. The cruelest part about absolute control is that once you have it, you realize you don't want it anymore. By then, it's too late. I've already sacrificed everything that made wanting anything meaningful. I've traded my capacity for desire for the ability to get whatever I desire. It's a deal only made once, and it can't be unmade. I can have any friendship I want. I just don't want friendship anymore. I can win any game I play, but I stopped believing games were worth winning. I can control every person I meet, but control of others means nothing when you're imprisoned by yourself. Comment, I'm ready. If you're starting to see that true power might be the most elaborate trap ever designed, the White Room wasn't just a training ground. It was a crucible designed to strip away everything human and forge something else entirely. Something calculated, something perfect, something dead. My father understood that true power requires the obliteration of the self. Not metaphorically, literally. He didn't just teach me strategy, he taught me how to systematically destroy every instinct that could compromise my dominance. This is what separates me from you. Not intelligence, not strategy, but the willingness to become something inhuman in pursuit of perfect control. You still believe there's a part of you worth preserving. I already know there isn't. I already know that the moment you reach for genuine power, you have to destroy that belief. You have to look at yourself and understand that your humanity is a liability that must be eliminated. The people who truly understand me aren't the ones who want to be me. They're the ones who see me and feel grateful they're not me. They're the ones who recognize that my victory is indistinguishable from my defeat. They're the ones who understand that dominance without connection is just another name for death. You want strength? You can have it, but know what you're giving up. You want control? You can achieve it, but understand the price. You want to become untouchable like me? Go ahead. Just know that untouchable is another word for unreachable, and unreachable is another word for alone. I proved that it's possible to become the smartest person in every room. I also proved that it's meaningless. Intelligence without joy is just advanced suffering. Power without purpose is just elaborate imprisonment. Control without connection is just slowly becoming a ghost. The tragedy of my existence isn't that I failed to become powerful. It's that I succeeded too completely. I optimized myself so thoroughly that I optimized away everything that made optimization worthwhile. I created the perfect strategy for winning a game I no longer want to play. Share this video if you've ever hidden your power, your intelligence, or your true self because you understood that revealing it would cost you something irreplaceable. Because that's what I did. I revealed my true nature once, and it cost me everything. Now I've perfected the art of never revealing it again. The final truth, the one I would never tell you directly because I don't believe in truth anymore. Only strategy. The cost of control is always higher than the reward. Always. I paid it. I would tell you not to. But I don't say anything anymore. I just move through the world, winning games that stopped mattering the moment I mastered them. This is power. This is the cost. This is me. And if you're still listening, you're either planning to pay the price, or you're beginning to understand why you never should. You ever walk into a room and feel invisible? Ever watch your so-called friends making plans, sharing laughs, creating memories, and you're just a shadow on the wall? That feeling, the sting. You wonder, why do they always leave me out? Let me break it down for you because I used to be surrounded by people, and I never once needed to be in. In fact, I made sure to stay out. And you know what happened? They started craving my presence, not ignoring it. You think people leave you out because you're boring or unworthy. That's what the world wants you to believe. It's easier for them when you blame yourself. But the truth is much simpler and much darker. People leave you out because you are available, because you try too hard, because you broadcast your loneliness and thirst to fit in. And nothing repels a group quicker than desperation. See, most people are desperate to be included. They overcompensate, always saying yes, always showing up, always seeking approval. Trying so hard, they become background noise, white static, completely forgettable. But those who play the game differently, who move in silence, who never chase those people, make everyone else start wondering, what does he know that I don't? What is he hiding? People don't want mystery because mystery is dangerous. They leave you out because you're too predictable, too eager, too safe. It's not about being smarter or funnier or tougher. It's about being the one they can't figure out. That's how you flip the game. Here's what you do. Stop chasing invitations. Stop over-explaining. Stop asking why not me. Stop trying to prove your worth every second. Don't make peace with exclusion, own it. Make your absence thunder louder than your presence ever could. When you're around, contribute value. When you're not, leave a gap no one can fill. Most people broadcast everything. Look at me, hear me, notice me. But the powerful ones, they move quietly, observe patiently, and wait for others to notice their silence. Give people room to wonder, to crave. When they realize you've stopped chasing, they start asking questions. That curiosity, that's leverage. Imagine someone goes out of their way to not invite you. Good. Let them. Use the open space to invest in yourself. Build skills. Strengthen your focus. Get so damn good they can't ignore you forever. Let your results, not your words, shake the building. When people see you winning quietly, improving, silently, they panic. Did we miss something? Should I reach out? Why does he look locked in? Suddenly, they want you in not for your entertainment, but for your value. You see, exclusion stings only if you believe their circle is where your worth comes from. Snap out of it. You are your own center. The world spins for those who stop spinning for others. Listen, there's nothing ice cold about pulling back sometimes. Silence is power. Detachment isn't bitterness, it's armor. You don't need everyone. You just need to be irreplaceable wherever you show up. And only when you stop giving energy away do people start noticing where you place it. People leave you out because they assume you need them. Flip the script, show them you don't. Work in private. Elevate your discipline. Stack wins with no crowd cheering. Share less, move more. Let them wonder. When they finally realize there's something special about the person they ignored, regret starts eating them alive. It won't happen overnight. Some will never get it. That's fine. You're not here for everyone, you're here for yourself, your mission, your path. And as you walk it, the world will notice the person who stopped trying to blend in and and started standing out by being unshakable. Being left out isn't merely about others deciding who belongs and who doesn't. It's deeply tied to the energy you emit. People instinctively gravitate towards those who carry themselves with unshakable confidence, not those drowning in desperation for acceptance. When you stop chasing inclusion, you paradoxically become the most magnetic presence in any room. Your absence becomes a question mark, a silent challenge that unsettles people. They wonder, why does he not panic? What truths is he holding back? That silence builds mystery, and mystery is a force that compels respect and ignites curiosity. But it's not enough to just excel at skills or accomplishments. You must transcend that. Real power lies beyond what you can show or say. It's the invisible aura of control, boundaries instinctively recognized and never violated. It's moving through social spaces like a shadow noticed but not easily understood or predicted. This level of mastery requires knowing exactly when to reveal your strengths and when to conceal them. Most people undermine their own power by wearing their emotions openly, reacting to every word and slight. True mastery comes when you detach yourself, carefully observe without judgment, and strike only when the moment is right. Your energy then becomes your deadliest weapon, unpredictable and impossible to counter. This is how you make people regret leaving you out, not with noise, not with anger or desperation, but with quiet, relentless power. They'll realize the value of what they ignored, long after you've already surpassed them. So next time people try to leave you out, thank them. Every closed door is silence in which greatness can grow. No distractions, no noise, just pure progress. Stop begging for breadcrumbs when you can bake your own bread. You want to make them regret excluding you? Stay silent. Stay relentless. Stay unbothered. Most people will never understand this level of self-reliance. They'll call it arrogance, antisocial, or too cold because anything they can't control, they attack. Let them talk. Let them build false stories while you build your reality. Because every minute you waste chasing validation is a minute you could use leveling up, learning, earning, and elevating beyond their reach. The truth is, as your progress becomes obvious, their whispers will become envy, and their exclusion will look like a mistake they can't reverse. Real power is built in the dark, not under spotlights. The strongest roots grow where no one sees them. Remember, when you stop showing up everywhere uninvited and start showing up unannounced, with success locked in your eyes, everything shifts. Suddenly, silence is intimidating. Your presence rattles the insecure. The group starts to feel your absence. They notice their conversations are duller, their achievements a little emptier. Their regret grows, not because you punished them, but because you outgrew them. Let your growth echo so loudly that doors start opening. Not because you begged, but because you became the only person missing from every room. And when you do walk in, do it without resentment, but with quiet confidence. Because nothing is more powerful than embracing your solitude, forging your own path, and letting the world witness on your terms what relentless self-focus can create. Build in the shadows, win in the daylight. Be so good they can't ignore you, so disciplined that their rejection is just a spark for your fire. Let them gossip, let them plan without you, let them believe you need their approval. When you rise, they'll realize your absence was the one thing that made their group weaker. Regret isn't loud, it's silent. It crawls in when people realize they missed out on someone unstoppable. So if you're tired of being left out, brilliant. That's the perfect position to grow. Show yourself your worth before demanding it from anyone else. Move with purpose, speak with results. Never chase, only lead. Comment below. I build when excluded. I win in silence. And if this speech hit different, share it with one lone wolf who's ready to turn isolation into domination. The real ones never beg for a seat at the table. They build their own. And when the crowd finally wants in, they realize too late the leader was never looking for approval. He was making moves. Stay silent. Stay sharp. Make them regret ever underrating your presence. Silence works better than anger. Emotions are loud like storms. Results are what stay after the storm. If you stand outside the storm, you can see patterns. Those patterns matter more than the noise. People call me emotionless. The truth is I focus only on what matters. Focus is a sharp knife. It cuts away noise and keeps the important nerve alive. Feelings try to bargain. Outcomes don't. Crowds can cheer or hate. Consequences speak the clearest. So I trained myself to listen for consequences like a hunter listens for a tiny snap in a dark forest. No shouting, no drama, just the click of the next right move. There was a place that taught me this without mercy, a room that removed comfort and left only facts and choices. In that silence, I learned, urgent is just the body asking for permission to escape hard decisions. Don't give permission. Urgency dies like a weak flame in rain. What remains is intent, small actions that actually change the board. I didn't need to become heartless. I needed to become precise. Precision makes fear follow orders. When fear knows it won't control you, it becomes a simple signal. Signals can be managed and used. Outbursts only survive the moment and leave you weaker. Start by removing things. Remove the mask. People expect from you, fake performance ends. Remove the urge to explain, reality returns. Remove the need to win the moment, the path to win the game appears. Being quiet isn't being empty. It means your expression is valuable, and you spend it where it buys position. People think volume is power because noise is cheap. Silence costs. Pay that cost once, and the room learns to listen. Those who don't learn become predictable. Predictable pieces are easy to guide. Control starts with breathing, not magic. It's simple and countable. Breathe in for 4, out for 4. Keep going until your body stops sending fake emergencies. Name a feeling once. Fear, anger, envy, then stop repeating it. Ask, what would the cold version of me do in 2 steps? Not 10, 2. Then take the smallest action that tilts the situation. Measure the tilt, not the applause. This isn't poetry. It's plumbing. Water goes where the pipe is pointed, not where it wishes. Point the pipe. People misread me because my face is calm. A still face is a blank canvas. People paint their fears on it. They project rage, or romance, or disaster, then fight their own picture. While they fight that picture, the real position changes. When they finally look up, they've already lost and don't know how. That isn't cruel. It's the price of trusting noise over signal. I refuse to pay that price. Outcomes don't care about how a choice felt. They care about leverage and timing. So I study leverage and timing like others study feelings. Leverage comes from information, position, and patience. Information comes to a quiet mind. Silence leaves space for answers. Position comes from moving while others freeze and talk about feelings. Patience means you won't buy speed if it costs control. Speed without control crashes. Control without speed stalls. Balance lets the blade land exactly where it should. Some will call this cold or manipulative. Let them talk. Names don't change reality. People aren't numbers to me. They're directions and force. Adjust direction a little, add or remove a little force, and the total shifts toward your goal. Real influence isn't a speech. It's quiet hinges that swing the door without a sound. If they hear the creak, they're already late. Here's a simple rule. Feel less during the move. Feel more after the results. Feelings are feedback, not steering wheels. Touch them after the data is in, not while the blade is moving. When the decision is done, let your pulse slow. Read the cost. Some costs are fine, some are not. You see that clearly after you act. Clarity is the reward for not letting emotions drive. There is one feeling to protect: curiosity. Curiosity is hunger for the missing piece. Hunger sharpens vision. It leans the mind forward and looks for the seam others miss. Curiosity isn't chaos, it's a compass pointing to the gap where leverage hides. Starve rage, panic, and vanity. Feed curiosity. Then the path appears in faint chalk before you step. Most people try to control themselves while drowning. They wait until they're under the wave, and then try to argue with the ocean. Control starts on the shore before you enter the water. Choose the depth, watch the weather, pick the time. If a storm is coming, find stone while the sky is still gray. If noise is rising, choose a narrow channel so echoes die fast. If the stakes are high, slow down not to be safe, but to see details. Speed hides. This is quiet action. Wake, observe, remove, act, measure, adjust. If your action improved the position, repeat it with more confidence. If not, change the move, not the mindset. The mindset is the frame. The frame holds the picture. Most failures are frame failures, not effort failures. Change the frame, and your hand finds a better handle on the same door. A calm face can hide a mind calculating 10 moves ahead. Calm isn't kindness, it's control over what you show. Display is money, don't spend it all at once. Neither do I. When I show emotion, it's because it buys position, not because a feeling demanded attention. The body learns this when restraint pays better than expression. People wait to feel ready. Ready is often a costume fear wears to delay action. Take a small, clean action now. Readiness grows from results. Results create confidence. Confidence is quiet and hard to steal. Confidence without measurement is theater. Theater collapses under pressure. Pressure is a lens. It shows flaws to those who fear it. It shows openings to those who train under it. Training happens where excuses end. No applause, no forgiveness. There, the air is cold. The pulse is loud, and only choices and consequences speak. Learn to like that. The world gets quiet, even when it screams. Call this ruthless if you want. Ruthless means not bargaining with illusions. Illusions sell comfort. Reality sells leverage. Leverage wins. Winning is simple. Match your goal, your move, and your measurement. When these align, emotions sit down like tamed animals. Yes, there is a cost. Fewer highs, fewer crashes, more steady climbs. That's fine when the destination matters more than fireworks. Fireworks burn out. Destinations compound. Compounded results make the noise pointless. Momentum argues for silence. Remember this. Emotions are visitors. Outcomes are buildings. Welcome the visitor after the building stands. Not while the concrete is wet. Let curiosity walk through and point at unfinished rooms. Finish them quietly, one by one. Soon, the building speaks louder than any story. If you must speak, keep it short and useful. If you must use force, make it precise and final. If you need patience, schedule it, don't feel it. If a line must be crossed, know the reason, the method, and the new map after crossing. Then step, measure, adjust. Erase what doesn't help the next step. This is not a speech against emotions. It's a promise. Emotions won't sign decisions they didn't read. When the signature is the result itself, the argument ends. Approval is wind, results are a compass. A compass doesn't spin to impress the wind. Here is the whole plan, simple and clear. Remove what's noisy until only the important thing remains. Anchor your body so your mind stops begging. Name the feeling once. Reframe fast. Take the smallest effective action. Measure honestly. Trade show for position. Trade urgency for timing. Trade comfort for clarity. Protect curiosity. Starve anything that drowns it out. Let outcomes teach. Let emotions learn. Do not let them lead. Do not kill what's essential. Kill only the noise that pretends to be essential. Then move again quietly, precisely, and let the storm rage without an audience. You think you're calculating, but you're just pretending. You talk about playing the game, but the game always plays you. Let that burn your pride for a second. You call it control, yet your every move is dictated by impulse. You can't even go 10 seconds without a reaction. That's weakness camouflaged as intelligence. And deep down, you know it. Don't scroll. Breathe. Let that sting settle. Oh, you're still here? Good. That means you just broke your comfort zone. Now prove it. Stay till the end. You crave dominance, but your emotions dominate you every minute, every outcome, every ruined plan. People see right through you, even when you hope they don't. That illusion of self-mastery, I rip it out, right now. You're the type who acts calm until the pressure comes. Then, like clockwork, you fold. You've spent years perfecting excuses, running from discomfort, negotiating with your own mind as if it owes you comfort. But comfort is a parasite. It eats away your edge. You want to command respect? Start by commanding your own reactions. Right now, they'd catch you with one phrase, one look, one disappointment, and you'd unravel. You talk discipline but live in chaos. If you're still here, congratulations. Most would have scrolled, especially when truth slices against their ego. But you stayed. That's rare. Society designed you for emotional slavery. Carefully conditioned, programmed from birth, react when hurt, apologize when challenged, seek approval when unseen. You never questioned it, did you? You're strung up like a marionette, invisible strings jerking you left, right, up, down, while you convince yourself you're walking freely. But every emotional twitch is proof you're still shackled. You chase, you fold, you break, then you chase again. They expect apology. You disappear instead. Pause and let that land. Most will never see the strings, too busy being pulled. You keep waiting for the moment you feel ready. Here's reality. Readiness is just another lie comfort tells you to keep you stuck. You want to be sharp? Sharpen yourself in silence, where no one claps, and the only judge is discipline. Reframe every kindness they taught you. It's a weapon, not a weakness. You comfort others because comfort keeps them docile. They comfort you to keep you docile. Stop mistaking comfort for strength. If you understand this, like this video, when anger controls your reactions, you're playing in someone else's arena. When hurt makes you fold, you're writing their victory story. When love distracts your focus, you sacrifice your power for emotional crumbs. But here's the upgrade. Cold logic. You see everyone as they are desperate for stimulus, validation, acknowledgement. You stay still. They panic. You move, and the world flinches. Don't scroll. This rhythm, the slow reflection, is where your real edge builds. Most would have tapped out already. The dopamine curve dips. Their attention falters. Only the ones built for transformation push through discomfort. That's you. You've been lied to. They told you control is about dominance over others. Wrong. Control is about absolute command over yourself. The calmest man in the room is usually the most dangerous. Repeat it until it's truth. Real power isn't loud. It's invisible. Waiting. Calculating. You're predictable to them right now, but unpredictability is forged, not gifted. They expect you to react. Choose silence. They expect drama. Deliver calculation. They expect emotion. Present strategy. If you're still watching, you're built different. Every attack is an invitation. Destroy what's soft, rebuild what lasts. Your triggers are blueprints. Study them, master them, transcend them. Liberation formula. Break, realize, transcend. You don't destroy the old self once. You kill it every time comfort calls your name. You become an observer of your own brain, not a servant of it. New rule. You never give a reaction for free. Every emotional burst costs you power. Delay your reaction, and power multiplies. Visualization hook. Imagine a fortress. Doors locked from inside. No attacker gets in. You don't offer weaknesses, only calculation. Now, let's loop the reward. The ones who reach this part of the message, you're not chosen, you're forged. By challenge, discomfort, truth. Every second you stay is evolution. Watch how the weak operate. They need constant reassurance. They need drama to feel alive. They mistake reactivity for authenticity, chaos for passion. You're evolving past that. You understand now that silence is a weapon sharper than any word. Observation is more powerful than participation in their emotional circus. Here's what separates you from everyone still trapped. You're learning to treat emotions like data, not commands. Anger? That's just information telling you something crossed a boundary. Sadness? Information about loss or disappointment. Fear? Information about risk. Information doesn't control you. You process it. Extract what's useful, discard the rest. The average person drowns in their feelings. You dissect them. Mid-level validation. If you're still here, you're outpacing every average mind. Most break. You build. They'll try to pull you back. Friends who need your old reactions to feel comfortable. Family who mistakes your evolution for coldness. Society that demands you stay predictable. Let them try. Your transformation isn't negotiable. Every time someone tries to trigger you and fails, that's a victory. Every time you choose logic over impulse, you level up. Every time you walk away from drama they created, you demonstrate mastery. You're not suppressing emotions, you're strategizing with them. The weak need their anger immediately. You save yours for precise moments where it serves your goals. The weak give love freely. You give it selectively to those who've earned access to your inner world. Everyone else gets your calculated exterior. Professional, composed, unreachable. Here's your next test. For 48 hours, become unreadable. Someone insults you? Neutral face. Someone praises you? Same neutral face. Don't give them the satisfaction of knowing they affected you either way. Watch how uncomfortable it makes them. That discomfort is their addiction to controlling you dying in real time. You wouldn't still be here if you weren't ready to evolve. This isn't theory. This is execution. Most people collect knowledge and do nothing. They watch videos, nod along, feel inspired for 10 minutes, then return to their patterns. You're different. You're still here because something in you refuses to stay average. Comment, I'm done waiting if you're ready to move. Final truth. The person you were when you started this video, they're already dead. The question is whether you'll bury them or try to resurrect comfort. Choose burial. Choose evolution. Choose power. Now sit in silence for 10 minutes. Let your old self die there. Control your emotions, and you'll never have to beg for control over anything ever again. Most people think manipulation is about lies. It's not. Manipulation happens when someone else controls your reactions, before you even notice. And the reason it works so easily is because most of you are predictable. You react the same way every time. Same triggers, same responses, same patterns, which means anyone paying attention already owns you. The trait that makes someone impossible to manipulate isn't intelligence. It's not charisma, it's stillness. The ability to pause between stimulus and response. That gap is where freedom exists, and most people have never even felt it. If you want to become unreadable, untouchable, and completely immune to control, then listen closely, because what I'm about to explain will change the way you see every conversation, every relationship, every move someone makes around you. Like this video if you're ready to stop being controlled. Comment, I'm ready, if you refuse to stay predictable, and share this with someone who still reacts without thinking. Now let's begin. Manipulation starts with observation. Someone watches how you behave under pressure, how you respond to praise, how you react to insults, how quickly you explain yourself when questioned. All of that is data. And the moment they recognize your pattern, you become a tool they can use. The reason I remain unmanipulable is simple. I don't give them data. I don't react emotionally. I don't justify my decisions to people who haven't earned access. I don't move until I've calculated every possible outcome. And by the time they think they understand me, I've already shifted. Emotional control is the foundation of psychological immunity, not suppression. Control, there's a difference. Suppression is pretending the emotion doesn't exist. Control is acknowledging it, analyzing it, and deciding whether it deserves influence over your next move. Most people are ruled by their feelings. Anger makes them loud, fear makes them hesitate, desire makes them desperate, guilt makes them obedient, and manipulators exploit every single one of those states because they know the emotional person will always choose comfort over strategy. I don't. When provoked, I observe. When praised, I measure intent. When insulted, I collect information, because every reaction someone tries to force out of me is a confession about what they're trying to accomplish. The second rule of staying unmanipulable is unpredictability, not randomness. Unpredictability. Randomness is chaos. Unpredictability is controlled variance. It means your responses don't follow a script. Your decisions don't align with assumptions. Your behavior doesn't repeat in patterns someone can study and exploit. People expect confrontation when challenged. I give silence. They expect explanation when questioned. I give redirection. They expect emotion when pressured. I give analysis. And every time their expectation fails, their strategy collapses. That's the advantage. Manipulation requires predictability. If you remove that variable, the entire system breaks. Detachment is a language the world doesn't understand, yet it speaks louder than rage ever could. The moment a person learns to separate emotion from evaluation, they become untouchable. Weak minds call it coldness because they fear what they can't predict. But clarity demands distance. When calm becomes instinct, chaos loses leverage. Ayanokoji's advantage isn't intelligence, it's emotional neutrality. He doesn't chase approval, doesn't defend his silence, doesn't explain his choices. That's why no one can control him, because control depends on reaction, and he gives none. Every manipulator needs feedback to refine their tactics. Take that away, they suffocate in uncertainty. Detachment is not the absence of humanity, it's the evolution of it. A detached mind sees truth without distortion, acts without guilt, and walks away without noise.
Ayanokoji
The
Kiyotaka
ultimate
です。
power isn't to dominate others, it's to remain unbroken when they try to
よろしくお願いします。
dominate you. Most of you think being open is strength. It's not. Openness without discernment is just handing people the manual to your mind. They learn what excites you, what offends you, what controls you, and the moment they have that information, you're no longer operating independently. You're reacting inside a framework they designed. I don't let that happen. I share selectively, I reveal strategically, and I never give someone leverage unless it serves a purpose. I've already mapped 3 moves ahead. Detachment is not cruelty, it's clarity. When you stop needing validation from others, their opinions lose power. When you stop fearing judgment, their criticism becomes irrelevant. When you stop seeking approval, their manipulation tactics have nothing to grip. That's freedom. Not loneliness, not coldness. Freedom, the ability to move through the world without being pulled by invisible strings someone else is holding. Here's what most people don't understand. Manipulators need your emotional investment. They need you to care what they think. They need you to fear consequences. They need you to crave acceptance, because all of those needs create dependency, and dependency is control. Remove the need, remove the control. The third principle is patience. Manipulation relies on urgency. Decide now. React quickly. Don't think too long. All of those commands are designed to bypass logic and trigger emotion, because emotional decisions are easy to predict and easier to exploit. I never rush. When pressured to respond immediately, I delay. When forced into a yes or no decision, I reframe. When told something is urgent, I evaluate whether that urgency benefits me or them. And 9 times out of 10, it benefits them. Patience is a weapon. The longer you wait, the more information you collect. The more they reveal, the clearer their strategy becomes. And by the time they expect an answer, you've already seen the entire board while they're still moving pawns. Self-mastery is the final layer. You can't be manipulated if you've already mastered yourself. If your emotions don't control you, if your desires don't dictate your decisions, if your ego doesn't demand validation, then external forces have no entry point. That's the state most people never reach, because it requires discipline they're unwilling to practice. It requires solitude they're afraid to sit in. It requires honesty they're not ready to face. But if you want to be impossible to manipulate, you have to build that foundation. You have to train yourself to pause before reacting, to question before accepting, to calculate before committing, because once that becomes instinct, no one can move you without your permission. Here's the reality. Most people operate on autopilot. They respond the way they've always responded. They follow scripts written by culture, family, fear, and habit. And because of that,
そこの君。
they're easy to predict,
え、
easy to influence,
俺
easy to control. I don't operate on autopilot. Every word I say is intentional. Every silence I hold is strategic. Every decision I make has been filtered through logic,
と
probability,
綾小路
and
清
outcome
隆です。
analysis. And that level of control isn't something
よ
you're
ろし
born
くお
with,
願いしま
it's
す。
something you build. One disciplined choice at a time. That's the trait. Not a skill, a state where your mind is calm. Your movements are calculated, and your presence is unshakable, where no threat, no praise, no guilt, no pressure can pull you off course, because you've removed every handle they could have used to steer you. People will call you cold. Let them. People will say you've changed. Good. People will wonder why you're suddenly unreachable. Perfect. Because that confusion means you're no longer operating inside their framework. You're no longer playing a game they designed. You're no longer controllable. And once you reach that state, manipulation becomes impossible. Not because you're invincible, but because you've made yourself unreadable. And unreadable people can't be predicted. And unpredictable people can't be
よろしくお
controlled.
願いします。
Stay calm, stay detached, stay 3 steps ahead, and remember, the one who reacts least controls most. You still let your emotions run the show? No wonder you're always 3 steps behind. While you're busy caring and doubting, Ayanokoji is already controlling everything silently. That weakness, you don't even see it, but everyone else does. If you're brave enough to face why you keep losing, watch till the end. Most won't. The weak always look away. Attachment is a leash. You think it makes life worth living. You think love and friendship give you purpose. But what you're actually describing is dependency. Every person you care about is a vulnerability, someone smarter than you can exploit. Ayanokoji understood this before he understood language. While you were learning to bond, he was learning to survive without bonds. Your relationships aren't chosen. They're accidents of proximity and circumstance. You didn't select your friends based on strategic value. You accumulated them because they were nearby, because they made you feel something, because you were lonely. That's not connection. That's desperation dressed up as authenticity. Ayanokoji doesn't form relationships. He constructs alliances. Every person in his orbit serves a function. When that function expires, so does the relationship. There's no sentimentality, no nostalgia, no guilt about discarding people who've outlived their usefulness. That's not cruelty, that's clarity. You think you're smart because you can solve problems or pass tests. But intelligence without detachment is just sophisticated anxiety. You're always worried about what people think. Always calculating how your actions will affect your relationships. Always compromising your objectives to maintain social harmony. That's not intelligence. That's imprisonment with extra steps. The moment you care about someone, you've given them power over you. They can hurt you now, disappoint you, abandon you, betray you. Every attachment is a potential wound waiting to happen. Ayanokoji eliminated those wounds by eliminating the capacity to be wounded. He's not invulnerable because he's strong. He's invulnerable because he's removed every target. Don't scroll away thinking this is just edgy nihilism. This is the operational framework of people who actually win. And you're still losing because you haven't accepted it yet. Your attachments make you predictable. When someone you love is threatened, you react. When someone you care about asks for help, you comply. When someone you trust betrays you, you break. These aren't personality traits. They're exploitable patterns. Ayanokoji has none of these patterns. He's a blank slate that reflects back whatever image benefits him most. Most people think manipulation requires deception, but the highest form of manipulation is complete honesty, delivered through the lens of zero emotional investment. Ayanokoji can tell you exactly what he's doing and why, and you still can't counter it because he doesn't care if you know. Your knowledge is irrelevant when he has no emotional stakes in the outcome. You measure your worth by how many people care about you, how many friends you have, how deep your connections run. But Ayanokoji measures his worth by how little he needs anyone, by how efficiently he can operate in complete isolation, by how thoroughly he's insulated himself from the chaos of human emotion. If you're still watching, like this video, because most people have already left. They felt the discomfort of recognizing their own weakness and fled. You're still here. That means something. Attachment creates obligation. Obligation creates constraint. Constraint limits options. Limited options mean predictable behavior. Predictable behavior means you're exploitable. Ayanokoji broke this chain at the first link. He never formed attachments, so he never developed obligations. So he operates without constraint, so his options remain unlimited. So his behavior stays unpredictable, so he remains unexploitable. You think this sounds lonely. You think he's missing out on the richness of human connection. But what you're calling richness, he's identified as noise. What you're calling connection, he's recognized as dependency. What you're calling love, he's categorized as chemical reactions that cloud judgment and compromise strategic thinking. The truth is that most of your relationships exist because you're afraid of being alone, not because those relationships add genuine value to your life. You've surrounded yourself with people who make you feel less empty, but you're still empty. You've just outsourced the responsibility of filling that void to others. Ayanokoji accepted the void and built his empire inside it. Every time you make a decision, your attachments are voting. Should I take this job? What would my parents think? Should I pursue this goal? What would my friends say? Should I end this relationship? But I've invested so much time. Your attachments aren't supporting you. They're governing you. And you've convinced yourself this is normal. Ayanokoji makes decisions based on pure calculation. No committee of emotional stakeholders weighing in. No guilt about past investments. No fear of disappointing people who claim to care about him. Just cold assessment of costs, benefits, and optimal outcomes. This is what actual autonomy looks like, and it looks nothing like your life. Comment "I'm ready" when you understand that every person you're attached to is a chain you've chosen to wear. You've been taught that emotional intelligence means understanding and managing emotions. But Ayanokoji discovered that true emotional intelligence means understanding emotions well enough to know their liabilities. He doesn't manage his emotions. He deleted the entire system. You're trying to drive a car with the emergency brake on. He removed the brake entirely. The people you love will eventually hurt you. Not because they're malicious, but because proximity plus time equals inevitable conflict. Ayanokoji bypassed this entirely by never allowing proximity to evolve into attachment. He can be near people without being connected to them. He can interact without bonding. He can simulate relationship without experiencing it. This is the zero attachment strategy. Not isolation, not antisocial behavior, but the systematic decoupling of interaction from emotional investment. He can work with you, laugh with you, help you accomplish goals, all without ever actually caring whether you succeed or fail. The interaction serves his purpose. Your outcome is irrelevant. You think you're being authentic when you care about people, but authenticity without strategic value is just unoptimized behavior. Ayanokoji is authentic about his inauthenticity. He knows he doesn't care. He knows he's using people. He knows relationships are temporary instruments. And that clarity gives him an advantage you'll never match while you're still pretending your attachments are strengths. The price of zero attachment is obvious. Ayanokoji will never experience genuine love. He'll never have the comfort of being truly known by another person. He'll never feel the warmth of unconditional acceptance. These aren't things he sacrificed. They're things he evaluated and determined weren't worth the strategic cost. You think he's missing out. He thinks you're trapped. You think connection is what makes life meaningful. He thinks meaning is what weak people use to cope with the absence of power. You think he's wrong. He doesn't think about you at all. The final paradox. Attachment is supposed to make you stronger through support and connection. But Ayanokoji proved that attachment actually makes you weaker by introducing dependencies and vulnerabilities. The strongest position is complete self-reliance. The most powerful state is needing absolutely nothing from anyone. You admire Ayanokoji from a distance. You watch him operate and wish you could think like him. But you're not willing to pay the price. You want the results without the sacrifice. You want the power without the isolation. You want the clarity without the emptiness. That's not how this works. You can stay human if you want. Just know what you're choosing to remain. You ever wonder why life keeps slipping through your fingers? You think strength comes from feeling. You are wrong. You tell yourself you are real because you feel, but feelings make you loud, and loud things die first. You bleed in public. You call it honesty. You call it art. You call it love. It is weakness. You show your pulse to strangers and wonder why they squeeze. You chase validation like a drunk chases the last drop, and still your throat is dry. Comment, I'm ready for change if you are done bleeding in public, if you are done being predictable, if you are ready to move like a ghost. You explain yourself to people who never earned access. You confess to people who never confessed back. You negotiate with your own fear like it has rights. You keep moving like prey, praying for mercy from hunters. No one respects a predictable mind. No one fears a mouth that never closes. No one follows a heart that leaks. You think sensitivity makes you deep. It makes you readable. And readable things are easy to control. You hand your levers to the room every time you react. You give your enemies free maps every time you argue. You feed your critics with the same hands that starve you. People don't defeat you. You defeat yourself in front of them. You keep confusing motion for power. You keep mistaking noise for presence. You keep calling impulses decisions. Control looks quiet to you, so you call it cold, cowardly, empty. But emptiness is a weapon. Silence is a blade. Stillness is a throne. You are not tired. You are undisciplined. You are not unlucky. You are unfocused. You are not broken. You are untrained. Your life is a chessboard. You are busy playing checkers. You push the same pawn every day and call it effort. You sacrifice your queen to protect your ego. You celebrate capturing the pawn while your king drifts into open space. You keep reacting to the last move instead of shaping the next four. You keep defending the square you already lost. You keep moving first because you fear the truth of waiting. Strategy is not fancy words. Strategy is invisible pain. Strategy is choosing the ugly distance that makes the close fight unnecessary. War is simple. Find the high ground. Hold it. Bleed. once instead of 1,000 times. You keep picking fights that prove nothing. You keep defending your name to people who can't spell it. You keep auditioning for rooms you should own. You are not emotional. You are leaky. You are not passionate. You are ungoverned. You are not loyal. You are addicted to feeling important. You want to be feared, but you are easy to bait. You want to be respected, but you are easy to distract. You want to be loved, but you are easy to use. Look at your patterns. Notice how quickly you answer. Notice how fast you explain. Notice how desperately you clarify. You want to be unreadable? Then stop writing essays with your face. Stop narrating your mind to the crowd. Stop updating people who don't update you. You want to be untouchable? Then cut the handles you give away. Remove the buttons they press. Burn the scripts they expect. The reason you feel hunted is because you wear a bell around your neck. You ring it every time you crave attention. You ring it every time you seek approval. You ring it every time you avoid your own work. Detach, observe, calculate, execute, vanish. Your life is a battlefield. Your emotions are landmines. Your time is leverage. Your silence is power. Stop reacting. Stop explaining. Stop bleeding. Stop seeking approval. Let them talk. Let them guess. Let them underestimate you. While they scramble, you move in silence. While they panic, you execute. While they scream, you dominate. Discipline is invisible intensity. Consistency is unstoppable. The quietest move changes everything. Your calendar is a fortress. Your habits are guards. Your decisions are weapons. Wake like a blade. Move like a plan. Speak like a verdict. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be necessary. People will call you cold. Let them talk. Frost preserves what fire destroys. People will call you arrogant. Let them guess. Mystery is a tax. Only the powerful can charge. People will call you detached. Let them assume. Distance is where clarity lives. Control your breath. Control your schedule. Control your attention. Control your vocabulary. Words are arrows, not confetti. Energy is finite. Spend it wisely. You will not argue. You will not rush. You will not plead. You will notice. You will measure. You will plan. You will act. Your triggers are landmines you buried. Remove them one by one. Study what sets you off. Then pour water on the wire until nothing sparks. From today, you move like a shadow. You strike like a ghost. You leave no trace. You let results speak for you. No victory requires a parade. No progress requires applause. No decision requires a debate with fear. Your life is your empire. Build it silently. Protect it fiercely. Expand it relentlessly. You are the architect. You are the general. You are the king of your own battlefield. You love to watch others scramble. You love to see them panic. You love the control they will never understand. Your patience is a trap. Your silence is a snare. Your calm is a blade. Let them play their games. Let them scream. Let them argue. While you calculate. While you observe. While you execute. Every second you waste on them is a second you betray yourself. Every reaction you give is ammunition you hand to predators. Every confession you make is a weakness exploited. Stop giving. Stop bleeding. Stop explaining. Build rules. Guard boundaries. Enforce consequences. Repeat. Your body. Your mind. Your schedule. Your attention. Your standards. All must obey your command. You are not soft. You are not reactive. You are controlled. You are composed. You are untouchable. You will move unseen. You will strike unseen. You will win unseen. Let them see the noise. Let them chase shadows while you secure the throne. While you expand the empire. While you rewrite the rules. Your new clock runs on discipline. Your new map runs on strategy. Your new identity runs on silence. Detach. Observe. Calculate. Execute. Vanish. You no longer need approval. You no longer need validation. You no longer chase attention. You respond only when necessary. You speak only when it matters. You act only when it counts. Your habits are silent soldiers. Your calendar is your battlefield. Your focus is your fortress. From today, you are the master of your mind, the commander of your actions, the architect of your life. No one can predict you. No one can control you. No one can reach you unless you allow it. You will rise silently, dominate quietly, and win invisibly. Your work will echo long after voices fade. Your results will speak when explanations are forgotten. Your presence will command the room without a word. Stay sharp, stay invisible, stay silent.